Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm Mickey Mouse here, and we are back for the Muxy Toys, and welcome back to more Let's Play of Super Smash Bros. Melee from the Nintendo GameCube. So last time that we actually did Don Fox's playthrough in Classic Mode, even though despite the fact that it was actually a pretty okay run, but a lot of times that we actually lost like 5 lives or so. And as a result, we didn't get a chance to fight against with Crazy Hand with Fox though, sadly. And also judging by the fact that we wasted our time in the battles like Link Battle for example, and especially noticeable in the Team DK battle that we lost about like, let's say 2 stocks, and then we lost 1 via the Metal Nest. So anyway, so today for this episode of Super Smash Bros. Melee Let's Play is the fact that we're actually moving on and we're going back into the classic mode and actually select the last 8 original characters from the N64 Super Smash Bros. And that will have to be Pikachu. Although for some reason the announcer calls it Pikachu, which just makes it more likely a wrong pronunciation for Pikachu. But even then, we're still mostly gonna call it Pikachu because it makes a sense for a name. But anyway though, so yeah, and once again we're gonna have to be selected as normal difficulty, just like any other characters that we actually select so far. And for the most part though, that Pikachu plays exactly like how it does it before, since the original game anyway, that he can actually perform a Thunderbolt by just simply press the B button, and then you can actually press the up B attack, can actually do like some sort of like a teleportation device or something, or in this case like a Volt Tackle, or presumably like that, which also makes it present from the original game as well. And even then the down B attack can perform a Thunderbolt, which is pretty devastating for that attack in this game this time around. Although it kind of does the same thing as the original game before on one hand, but even then though, I don't know if there's anything much of a difference when it comes to between Super Smash Bros. 64 and then Melee was. So anyway though, since this is going to be the first ever Pokemon character we'll be about to be choosing, even then though we'd like to discuss about some Pokemon stuff, for, just for today anyway. Because recently, yesterday, or in this case today anyway, at least in UK anyway, that Pokemon Sun and Moon have been just released today in UK during the 23rd of November. I know it's a bit later than ever, but apart from those side of things, that originally the game was going to come out during the 18th of November, but it only belongs to North America instead. And then, as a result of that, the reviews of Sun and Moon has actually gone really high when it comes to review scores, especially the likes of how the critics seems to love it. Especially how that Pokemon Sun and Moon did actually take a new approach into the region to explore on, because it's now in the island based instead of, you know, the usual cities and all that. Granted, there might be still in a city, town and all that kinds of stuff, but apart from that though, that we're actually gonna have something different to the table, which is kind of nice. So, anyway though, and then finally, before we actually talk about more on Pokemon stuff, is the fact that we actually just managed to notice something, is that since the side special attack introduced in this game, that Pikachu can do a little barrel roll attack, which I don't exactly know what that ability is called. But even then though, we'll explain more to that particular technique, or in this case we'll talk more to that, that particular name of that attack once again to Pichu, however, but we'll explain more to that until later. But for now, let's beat the crap out of that giant Link over there. But even then though, that we can actually just hope for God to be we don't waste our time on that battle, unlike how it does in Fox's time. But I digress though, we managed to beat him no problem, thanks to the teammates. So anyway, let's talk about more onto that Pokemon stuff. Recently we managed to watch ourselves still in a continuation of almost at the very end of X and Y and Z's anime series. So far the English dub only has like 2 parts of the Team Flower Crisis mythology, or in this case, the Saga series. But even then though, we only got 3 parts to go. What I've saw the episode so far is the fact that it's actually pretty intense by the looks of it. Even though it's some sort of more likely just a little bit of a crisis going on, just like how it kind of reminds me of something related to Shadow the Hedgehog when the Black Comets just managed to take off with the Westopolis. It kind of reminds me of that, like the vines are covered. So anyway though, since we actually did defeat the crap out of likes out of Kirby, which is essentially QT versus QT match, now we even get much more Cutie versus Cutie, while it makes it more likely a reference to something almost related to we're actually going to be compete against with Team Pichus, which kind of reminds me of something related to an animated short from Pikachu's short episodes, which they are both Pikachu and Pichu, originated from Pokemon the Movie 3, also known as Spell of the Unknown, and then Camp Pikachu from Pokemon Heroes, in this case Pokemon the Movie 5, whatever you kind of prefer to actually coin that, which makes it kind of cool for that knowledge. But yeah, and also judging by the fact that how, that's all I can imagine to think of, but anyway. Yeah, I apologize for a little bit of a quiet going on. It's because my throat has actually gone really dried at the moment. But then, even then, once we actually finish this recording session, then we're probably going to have to be sure to actually just to get ourselves some drink and just to get ourselves some thirsty time. And then even eventually that we can actually just to continue more on recording this Super Smash Bros. Melee stuff, even for a long period of time. So anyway though. And also another thing we need to mention is the fact that we actually did saw a 19th movie of the Pokemon movie franchises. Well, last time it was actually in Pokemon the Movie 18, which is all about Hoopa. And then this time around though, we actually did watch something recently during the past few days, which was an English dub version of the Pokemon the Movie 19, in this case it calls it Volcanion, and a Mechanical Marvel, which we haven't watched it from during the YouTube, although luckily though in UK anyway, that usually that in CITV did manage to actually release those two at the same time, I'm assuming, which not only does it has a the 19th movie on the UK audience, it also has a feature that has Pokemon Sun and Moon anime in English dub, which makes it kind of weird considering how originally that the USA version of Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel will be about to be approaching, but somehow it's going to be released until December the 5th, which it might be seem later than that, but apart from that though, it kind of is something related to more likely, at least in UK anyway, that Ice Age 5 Collision Course on DVD, at least in UK anyway, that they were about to be released on that particular day, the exact same day as when the USA version of Volcanium and the Mechanical Marvel were about to be released, and then just during time. So anyways, let's go ahead and fight against with Master Hand right here. Now if we've watched Pokemon the Movie 19, Volcanium and Mechanical Marvel, I found that film to be quite interesting, to say much of that. Even though it sort of kind of reminds me of something related to, although as far as Mactenia, which is essentially that design of that Pokemon, it kind of reminds me of almost related to Deontay, but except the fact the only difference is between these two is the fact that Deontay is more likely based on Diamonds and Jewels Pokemon, and then the other, which was the just a Steel and Fairy type, which is essentially has some bunch of gears and all that, which is the Mega. I can't remember exactly what that female or the Pokemon on that film was actually called now, but we do know Volcanium, which is essentially I can't remember what type it is at the moment right now. But surprisingly, I found that film to be quite surprising actually, because not to mention that it actually has. Oh crap. So anyway though, you probably might know something is that the English dub version, we got butt kicked by the pimp slap in the face. But anyways, we'll just get the Master Hand down and over with, assuming if we actually just don't get squeezed by his hands all the time. But at least we can actually just use the Thunderbolt at the end. Great job, Pikachu. And now use the Thunderbolt to actually just deal with the Master Hand. Anywho, yeah, you know the English dub version of Volcanium and the Mechanical Marvel, eventually it will be able to be released on USA, although granted though, whenever I saw the credit sequence, although I won't spoil the end of the film already, but for if I watched it, I've heard the voice of Volcanium to be quite an interesting choice on my part, because I'm assuming, if we're wrong, but I'm pretty sure Volcanium, at least in English dub anyway, is surprisingly voiced by Mike Pollock, who also does the same thing as Dr. Eggman from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. And also the likes of the character from Kirby right back at you, which is pretty surprising actually. And also some bunch of Pokemon animes every once in a while, at least in the past years, at least in past generations and stuff. So anywho, so yeah, that's all I could say about this here. And final thing before we actually end things off is the fact that we actually watched the first episode of Pokemon Sun and Moon anime preview, at least in English dub anyway. But again, thanks to CITV UK did manage to release that. And also, judging by the fact that how ridiculous Ash look in the Sun and Moon anime. But apart from those types of things, we need to get used to it. But apart from those little weird facial expressions for Ash himself in Sun and Moon anime, well, for the most part though, he got the exact same voice as does it from the other generations. Well, from Battle Frontier, although except in the beginning parts of the anime. But anyway, so that concludes the classic mode as Pikachu. He looks really awesome in this game, and I'm glad to say that Pikachu is actually the coolest fighter to play as in Super Smash Bros. Melee, at least from my opinion. So anyway, so we managed to finish Crazy Hand off, while actually use the, well, Thunderbolt. Well, at least fight Thunder thing, yeah. Whatever that was called, whatever. So anyway though, I guess there's quite a lot of things we could actually say about the Pokemon stuff, honestly, because, well, recently today, since it's a good timing that we're actually using Pikachu for this episode, in this case, during the 23rd of November, at least in UK time, that we're actually trying to actually select one of the Pokemon fighters in the entire Let's Play, because, well, obviously Pokemon Sun and Moon just managed to release in UK now. Now, respecting a lot of people seem to really eat this thing up. Well, at least buying for that, like, too many people's gonna buy it for that part, at least in day one anyway. So anyways, join me and Mickey next time on Let's Play Super Smash Bros. Melee. We're about to return back to the adventure mode and select the next character, in this case the next newcomer introduced in this game, and that will probably is Zelda/Sheik. Wait, why those two characters? We'll explain more on that later, so see you guys next time. Later, fellas.